Oh my god,
Hi.
hi! I know you haven't been here for the last 700 pages. However,
I don't know where she
yeah,
got an ombre in this continent, but slay.
I don't know how we're waiting for the next one
No,
after
I'm
this.
not. This is crazy.
So, welcome to our podcast, aka our cult, aka our book club.
Yeah. Welcome. Thank you for joining,
Yes, we are the demons on the page, obviously.
obviously. And should we explain where that name comes from or
Absolutely.
okay.
First of all, my name's Lucy.
I'm Rachel.
For everyone who doesn't know us, which would be everyone. But yes, Demons on the Page is our name because
Our best friend Maddie, shout out Maddie, we love you. Um we were talking about all the books we were reading, and Maddie was saying how she was stalking us on Goodreads. So if you're not following us on Goodreads, follow us. We'll leave it linked down below. Um, and she was like, "You guys read so many books. Like you guys are like demons on the page." And we were like, "That's it. We are demons
yes,
on the
and we are.
page." And we are.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Um, so this is a podcast about everything we're reading
Yeah, our
and
book
all of
club.
the amazing things. Um, so on that note, what are we reading right now? Great question. So glad you asked.
So glad. I'll tell you what I'm reading.
Um,
Well, I guess Lucy and I are both reading right now Dance of Thieves by Mary A. Pearson. Um, it's great so far. I'm loving it. It's an enemies to lovers. Their vibe is immaculate.
well,
Well,
enemies to lovers, but like not like in the way we've been reading a lot of enemies to
yeah, it's
lovers.
very different. They're just from like opposing like sides,
Sides.
like settlements.
More like Romeo and Juliet.
Yes, exactly.
Forbidden
Because they're
love.
in love, but they can't be. Mm-mm.
Can't be.
What else are you reading, Lucy?
Unless.
Oh,
Oh, what else am I reading? Thanks
yeah.
for
Yeah.
asking. We must not think of ourselves. This is in fact about World War II and the Holocaust. So
Oh,
that's so great.
that's so awesome. You're learning.
Yes, I am. It is quite educational. It's based on I believe a true story. It's about the Jewish people that got rounded up in Poland and put in the ghettos and how they recorded their life. And it's like based on that, but I don't think it's like they took like it's not a real person. It's like a fictional
Yeah.
person that was placed in this very real scenario.
Okay.
So if you want something a little bit somber, yes, and
Yeah.
it's on Jenna Bush's book club, so
Oh,
it's good. It really is good. So I have like 100 pages left. So.
slay. Slay.
What are you reading, Rachel?
Um, I am also reading a book called Addicted to You by Krista and Becca Ritchie. Not related to Sophia Ritchie. Um, but it's so good. It's like this story about a male and female best friend, and they've been best friends for since like middle school or something, but they're both addicted to the guy is addicted to alcohol and she's addicted to sex, and they help each other like cover up their addictions to their families by being in a fake relationship. So the fake dating trope goes crazy because they both want each other and they've wanted each other since high school. Um and it's riveting. And they're both Marvel adults.
I can't.
I'm a Marvel adult.
Uh,
So it's very good.
Fake dating is my favorite trope,
Yeah,
but
that
we can
it's
get
just
into
really
that
good.
another time.
Yeah.
That's not what we're here to talk about today. Because I hope everyone read the book this week for book
Yeah, I
club.
hope
And
everyone
by
read
book I mean books.
books.
I hope you came ready.
Yeah.
Because we are doing Fourth Wing
And Iron
and
Flame.
Iron Flame.
Oh
obviously.
yeah. These beasts of a book.
The reason we're doing these is because this is the first series we decided to read together.
Yeah.
So we are Demons on the Page. However, we didn't decide to start reading the same book until like a month ago. So we've only been reading the same book for like a month. It's like mid-February.
Yeah.
And we've probably read like 6 books together at this point.
Yeah, it's a little crazy, but I love it, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yes, exactly. Demons on the page.
Yeah.
I promise, we live up to our name.
We do.
Um, but anyways, I guess I'm just gonna start off with my Goodreads review.
Yeah. Oh, should
Of
we give
Fourth
them a little
Wing.
like synopsis of kind of what's going on?
Yes,
Just in case they
absolutely.
didn't do their assigned homework. Next time, come
If you
prepared.
didn't come prepared.
But anyway, if you don't know what Fourth Wing is, it's basically How to Train Your Dragon, actually. That's all I have to say on the matter. If you've seen How to Train Your Dragons by DreamWorks.
It's like, hold on. I mean, it's true. It's like if, sorry, I feel like I can't get this right. I'm gonna stop touching that. It's like if Divergent met How to Train Your Dragon, met Hunger Games,
Yeah.
and just so many other things. And I know a lot of people in their reviews on Goodreads were like, this is too similar to like every other book I read. Mind your business.
Mind your business.
Okay?
I like reading the same thing over and over again.
And we need this. But okay, so to clarify, the Fourth Wing, the first one, I'm so sorry. The Fourth Wing is Violet Sorrengrail. Is that how you say that?
Sorrengail.
Sorrengail.
Yeah.
So me butchering everyone's names, get ready.
Yeah, no. Get ready till we talk about Rihanna, so.
Absolutely. I will not be calling her another name. Right, it's like choosing day where she gets to choose where she's going.
Day? Bid day, it's
but
bid
she doesn't
day.
get to choose. It's bid day.
If you didn't know, we met in our sorority.
Yeah, that would help with a lot of context here.
Yeah. That's okay.
We're just crazy. But it's bid day. And she wants to go be a little scribe in the library.
Boring.
But her mom, who's Miss General of the War College, is like, no, you will be a writer like everyone else in this family. Except her dad was a scribe, so I don't like. But the book wouldn't be interesting if she was stuck in a library. Like, be so for real.
Yeah, that'd be awful. I wouldn't read it.
So she goes. Step number 1. You have to walk this bridge.
It's like a plank.
How do you say that? Parapet? Parapet, okay. You mean a balance beam made out of stone?
Over a, like, cliff? Be
Insane.
so for real.
And I would have made it.
Yeah, no, I actually just would have ran and gotten there so much faster.
I would have made it. But that's like the first test. Like, can you make it across? And of course it rains when she does it because, you know, whatever. Of course. And she makes it across. And her sister comes and waves her off and she's like, don't mess with Xaden Royerson.
Royerson, yeah. You got it. Ryerson? It's okay. Ryerson. Sorry.
Ryerson?
It's Ryerson.
Okay.
Okay.
Xaden.
Yeah, Xaden.
Zaddy, if you will.
No.
Sorry. And, right, so who do we meet first but him?
Xaden. And who does she want to
fuck?
And
he's like...
Xaden. Who did her sister tell her not to sleep with? Xaden.
And she tells her to go find her childhood best friend, Dane. You'll meet Dane. Anyways, she makes it across. She makes a little friend named
Rihanna. Oh.
Rihanna. We call her Rihanna because sometimes she calls her Ree. Much like Riri.
Yeah.
So Rihanna. And they become besties because she gives her shoe, whatever. They cross, she finds Dane. Dane's like, oh my god, why the fuck are you here?
Yeah, because he was expecting her, because they're like childhood friends, and he was expecting her to go be like a little scribe. So he's like...
Yeah. And he's like, I'll sneak you out. And she's like, no way did I just fucking almost die for you to sneak... No. And basically the whole book is like, half of that's like their back and forth of like, I'll sneak you out, you need to leave, you shouldn't be here, I need to protect you, and her being like, get fucked, get away from me.
Yeah.
And anyways, they start training, and like the part of this like war college is like you have to do all this training. So they have to do battles or fight, spar.
Spar.
Words. Spar. Another thing, we need to start training.
Yeah.
I don't know what for,
But I'm gonna go
but
hit
we're
a punching
throwing
bag.
punches. Yeah. I'm gonna learn how to throw some knives. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
absolutely.
On the bucket list.
Yeah.
So they start sparring and whatever. She has well, the book doesn't say this, but Rebecca Yarros has Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Danlos,
You're the one who told me
Ehlers-Danlos, which
this,
is
so
yes, which is like your like ligaments and stuff don't keep everything in their sockets. So you dislocate easier. Your bones tend to break easier. You're really tired. It makes you really sore. But obviously she doesn't tell the reader that this character has this because in this magical fairyland, you don't have
a
Ehlers-Danlos
disease. Yeah.
ED. You just are prone to dislocation. So she's kind of fragile, and she's also like what, 4 foot?
She's like 5 foot tall. Like so short. Of course she is though. Because Xaden
course
has
she
to be
is.
like 7 feet tall.
We have to have a 6 foot height difference. Like
Yeah,
how else
of
is this gonna
course.
work? Anyway, so she just struggles through this. They have to go up this thing called the Gauntlet.
Which is just Wipeout for dummies. Like it's a
It's
Wipeout.
Wipeout medieval.
Yeah, medieval Wipeout. There you go.
So look that up. We'll put a picture right
Yeah.
here. Don't worry. Anyway, so she makes it through. Then you have to walk past all the dragons. Yeah, did I forget to tell you it's a dragon school?
Yeah.
So you have to bond with a dragon.
Huh? What do you mean?
I want one. Anyways, and of course, another thing about her, she has half brown, half silver hair.
Yeah, she
like
got that
top half brown.
ombre. I don't know where she got an ombre in like this continent, but Slay her stylist.
Apparently she was born with it and she's sick, and Rebecca Yarros in an interview said it's gonna come in later. It's not like whatever. She's special girl syndrome.
Yeah, she has lucky girl syndrome.
Yes. So something also about this character, we don't like her.
Yeah.
Well, we're not haters, but like if you have special girl syndrome, like you're special, you're lucky, you get everything goes your way.
That's just not realistic. Like I don't hate her, but I wouldn't say she's my favorite female main character.
For sure. I just think she's a little whiny sometimes.
Yeah. For sure. Wait till we get to Iron Flame.
Anyways, she bonds with 2 dragons because, like I said, special girl syndrome.
Yeah.
And not only 2 dragons, one of them is the biggest,
most
or the
powerful.
second biggest dragon. Yeah. He's like right after this other dragon in his like line of dragons. And he's bonded to Xaden's dragon.
So they're married in dragon terms.
Yes. And also, what do you think happens?
Come on. They have to spend time together. Oh.
Which brings us to our favorite scene that I think Rachel's just gonna love to explain to everybody.
I have a lot of favorite scenes. What are you talking about?
The one where she like finds out what a dragon mating really means, and she goes outside.
Oh, damn! I have to explain that. Okay, so basically, what happened was, so you're Violet, and you're like in your room, like getting ready for bed, and then you're like, I have this sudden urge to fuck anything. And then
anything.
Yeah. So then she opens her door to like, she's like, what's going on? Is this like a dragon thing? So she opens her door, and then her buddy Liam, Heart Liam, I love Liam, is like standing outside her door, and she's like, you better move because I'm on a mission. So she's like, Liam, get out of the way. So Liam's like, okay, you're being kind of weird. Then she goes outside into the like little courtyard, and guess who's waiting for her in the courtyard? Zaddy. He's there in the courtyard and she's asking all these questions. She's like, why do I feel like crazy? And he's like, oh, well, let me tell you a little something about dragons being like a mated, bonded pair. If they fucking, we fucking, kind of deal, you know? And then they kiss. Woo, woo, woo. And it's very steamy.
In the snow.
In the snow. And it's hot. And I have that marked in my book. Really good scene.
I didn't mark this book. I like wasn't into the marking yet.
Oh.
So my fourth wing isn't marked.
I need to stop being annoying. Like,
no, not at all.
I hope I explained that well.
Up to no, that was perfect. It was like the first, like she had been like, no, I don't like him.
Yeah.
Be so for real.
Be so for real. Come on.
And she's like, I don't like him, but why are his abs glistening? Like, come on.
Like, you can't be saying that. You can't say, but I would climb him like a tree.
I have that marked.
That's my favorite.
I want to climb him like a tree or kick his shins. She says that.
Do both.
Canon. Rachel did teach me what canon meant the other day. I felt like 45 years old. Which also brings me to a not canon, but also canon point. You said Xaden wears skinny jeans.
That's canon. Like, come on. Like, I feel like, one, I feel like their uniforms are pretty skinny, like, just for, like, aerodynamic purposes, because they fly on dragons. But also, I feel like if he was in our, like, universe, he would wear skinny jeans. Like, the ones with, like, the ribs. You know the ones. Ugh. Maybe I'll put a picture here.
No,
I don't know if the audience wants to see that.
No, I think we could all picture it. No, and I agree, like, they fly their dragons. If we never got to the point, they ride their dragons. Yeah. Essentially, in the first book is just her settling into the school and, like, learning about, like, all these processes and, like, about her, like, bond with Xaden. And because of their dragon's bond, you have, like, a mental bond with your dragon. She's also mentally bonded with Xaden. Baby.
Hot. Who's trying to, like, mentally bond me? No. Oh my god.
So who wants to mentally bond?
Leave a comment.
Comment down below if you want to mentally Don't do that. Don't. I will block you. You will be blocked.
Yeah.
No, like, you're right, because the flight, like, they wear, like, flight leathers, so, like, of course they have these, like, jackets, and they're gonna wear leather, like, legging, like, pants. And, like, what else would a man wear? Like, he's not wearing slacks, he's not in finance.
Yeah.
But skinny jeans?
Yeah, skinny jeans. Like, not when he's flying, just day to day. He's, like, going to class, getting a coffee, like...
I would love to see the costuming for this movie. Or show. What's on Amazon Prime making it into?
I think it's it should be a show, because these books are too long.
All these books should be 2 books. Should have been an email.
Should have been an email with a link to watch How to Train Your Dragon on Netflix.
You get rickrolled, but it's How to Train Your Dragon.
That's actually so funny.
I like, if the people who need to make this into a show need to be everyone who worked on Harry Potter and everyone who worked on Game of Thrones, no exceptions. Yeah. Those are the only people who are allowed to work on this show. Everyone else is going to mess it up. I feel like this is just going to be like, not that I read Percy Jackson or watched the movie or watched the show, but I feel like it's going to be like the movie where everyone hated it.
Yeah,
like, people are too in love with this.
I just don't want them to, like, ruin a good thing, you know? Because, Harry Potter's a book, Percy Jackson was a book, like, before, but they didn't ruin Harry Potter.
They didn't ruin
They enhanced that.
Same thing with Hunger Games.
Exactly. Oh my god. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I'm just, first of all, they're gonna have to cast Xaden.
Oh my god, I don't even want to get started, but I will, on the fact that I don't agree with any fan art for Xaden. I just don't agree. I can't agree because he, like, this just gets into like personal taste. Like, I don't think that like big, strong, built, like 5 o'clock shadow, dark feature kind of guy is attractive. So he's like, to me in my brain, I'll put a photo of what I think he looks like, um, right here. But he's like, he still has like dark hair and like darker features, but like he's kind of a skinny guy. He's built,
I
but he got a skinny
was
waist.
I was perusing some TikTok fan cast,
Oh,
and I have some suggestions.
yes, I would love
I
to
still
hear
don't think
them.
they're great,
But
but number one is Taylor Zakar Perez. I think I said that right. He's in red, white, and royal blue.
oh, I don't know if he's the British one or the American one. I think
He's
he's
the
the American
American
one.
one
Yeah.
with the dark hair.
Yeah.
However, I was looking at his photos and his eyes are too innocent. Like they're like lighter
Yeah.
and like yes, but like his eyes just look like puppy dogs. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
he's not a
like he
puppy
needs to
dog.
be like broody.
Yeah, he needs to be scary looking.
The next one was Charles Melton from Riverdale.
No. For Zayden?
Yeah, that's what people are saying.
I'm gonna look him up.
And he was just in May, December, and I feel like he didn't even have that
What was his
like
name
his
again?
role was Charles Melton. Um, and again, I don't agree with that. Like, I
I
do
don't agree
think
with
the
that.
body types for this are better because they're skinnier but like muscular.
Yeah.
Um, but I honestly think whoever they cast needs to be a man we've never seen before. Like, this needs to be his big break.
Yeah, this needs to be like the Tom Blythe of it all, where it's like that this is your movie or this is your show.
Kind of like Theo James in Divergent. I
Yes.
know he was in other stuff before, but I feel like people didn't really notice him. And when people go back, they're like, "Who is that?" And it's like Theo
That's
James.
Theo
They're like,
James.
"Not Theo James."
Yeah, like that vibe. Where it's like we don't know of him until Divergent.
But this also brings me into my Riddock.
Riddick's for the girls.
Riddock. And if he was real, best friends, but
Best
also
friends. But also I think he's
best
gay.
a little bit.
Like he's bi for
Like,
sure.
oh yeah, well, gay allegations.
Yeah, that's how we
Can
like
I
him.
say that?
I think so.
White Boys of the Month have to have a gay allegation. So think Barry Keoghan.
Yeah, exactly.
But Rachel doesn't agree that he's a White Boy of the Month.
Well,
We'll
no,
get into
he
that
is a
later.
white boy of the month. He's just also my biological aunt.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
can't think about him like that.
A better one would be
Jacob Elordi.
Yeah, like gay allegations
Because he's a baby girl.
Like, yeah, baby girl. Maybe that's a better way to put it.
I like gay allegations. I think that's really funny.
It's funny. So first one was John Boyega from Star Wars. Who
I
plays
didn't
Finn.
even think about that.
Yeah, I saw someone like this was in the TikTok research, and that's also not his last name. That's his stage name. Like he has a very long
Oh, I didn't know that.
last name. I'm not even like you've heard me butchering these names. I'm not even gonna try.
That's
I'm gonna
okay.
respect him and leave it there.
Yeah.
I think he would be so good because I feel like he has this like he needs to be more built. Like he needs to be tall and built
Yeah.
and like goofy. The other one would be Josh Andreas Riviera, who is not Seamus, Sejanus.
Oh my god! Rachel Ziegler's boyfriend.
Yes.
I love him.
But like when he goes to 12 and has his head shaved and like a 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, cast him.
Cast him. Yeah.
Him.
And then specifically for Sawyer, who's they're like besties.
Yeah.
So he's also a little goofy, but he's a little bit more high strung, and it's his second year as a first year. If you don't bond, you have to go back. They're like, try again or die.
It's like basically like actually it's kind of really a lot like recruitment. If any of you listening have been through recruitment, it's kind of like, oh, you didn't match a house, you gotta wait a year and do it again.
Yeah, this is just sorority recruitment, but if I had a dragon. And that would have been so cool.
Yeah.
But my fan cast for that is Diego Tinko. I don't think I said that right. He is he stars in On My Block, and I think that's only like the main big thing he's been in. He's been in some other movies and stuff. But like I said, he's notably in something. The girls love him, but like he needs an even bigger
Yeah.
break. If that makes sense. Give him a Google. He just seems perfect for that role. And I think him and the two aforementioned actors would like just get along and be like so cute together.
Yeah.
Like funny.
Slay.
And most importantly, Dane, because we are on the fuck Dane club here.
Yeah. Fuck Dane.
Not like
No,
go
we don't
fuck
like
yourself.
him. Awful human being.
He needs to be Cody Christian from Teen Wolf and All American. Isn't that the perfect cast?
Yeah.
Like just like a little bit too annoying.
Yeah, really annoying. I thought you were about to say Cody
Like-
Ko at first, and I was like, how dare you?
No, first of all, he wouldn't make the cut. Second,
Oh, sorry, Cody Ko.
he's a dad. He has better things to worry about
That's
right
so
now.
true.
No, because every time he's played a character in any of these like fantasy or like high school shows, first you're like, you kind of hate him, but you're like, he's kind of hot, but I kind of hate him.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how Dane is. At first you're like, oh, he's cute. And
Yeah.
like, Violet
they're
has a crush on
friends.
him.
Yeah.
They're friends. And then you're like, I want to murder him myself.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh,
The first book
yeah.
isn't like... You gonna say something?
No, I was just gonna fan cast Rihanna real quick.
Yeah.
That's Zendaya.
No.
No.
Because I love Zendaya. I'm a huge Zendaya fan.
Okay.
But like she's a little bit too big of a name.
Okay, so we
to
need
be
like
in this.
small people.
Like that's what I'm saying. Everyone who needs like their second break. Like, you know, they had, you
Yeah.
know, their resurgence maybe. I said Samantha Logan from All American and Teen Wolf.
I'm gonna have to look up a photo.
She's like the daughter of the coach that takes him in.
Samantha what?
Logan?
Logan.
Is that her last name? I feel like that's not her last name.
Oh. Okay.
With her braids.
Yeah. I see
The other one would be Tati Gabrielle from Sabrina the Teenage Witch and You, which you didn't watch. But when she has braids.
Oh.
Everyone really wants her to be Ree. And I see it.
Yeah, I see that.
I think she's a
That's-
little bit like badass.
Yeah, that's kind of hardcore.
sure. And then some of the easy ones. Imogene, Florence Pugh.
Oh my god.
Duh.
I don't care how
Or some
popular
people-
she is. She needs to be in this.
She just seems so perfect. Some people said Millie Alcock, who was in Game of Thrones, the dragon one.
Oh, the like, not Rise of the Dragon, but the prequel.
If you can tell, we've never seen that. But I looked her up and like she kind of fits the bill. But I think Florence Pugh just like, especially, I keep getting TikToks of her in that Marvel thing where she has a Russian accent, and I'm like,
She's so good in Black Widow. So good.
is that what it is?
Yeah. She's Black
Okay.
Widow's sister.
Yes.
It's really good.
yeah.
We should watch it.
That like that character,
Mhm.
that would slay. Jack Barlow, Alexander Ludwig from Hunger Games and Maze Runner. There's no other option. Oh, Jack Barlow is the bully who they kill and bring back to life. So, yeah. Also, if you didn't read this, spoiler.
alert.
You should have done your homework.
Yeah.
Okay, now Violet.
I don't even
I
know
thought
because
long.
I don't know how I picture her in my brain.
So I've thought long and hard about this because some people said Jenna Ortega. Love her, but she does her own thing.
I have my own fan cast for Jenna Ortega. She's not in this movie. She's in Cruel Prince. That's Jude.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that is Jude. We'll get to that another
That's
time,
Jude.
though. If you like that, tune in next
Yeah,
week.
tune in.
My next one personally would be Amy Carrero, who's in Young and Hungry, and she was just in this Amazon Prime movie called Upgraded.
I love Young and Hungry. Episode on Young and Hungry.
Yeah, that's it.
Also, sorry, I've been drinking this whole time.
And I have work tomorrow, so I personally can't.
I also have work tomorrow.
Right. But I just like her, but there's something like a little bit off about it. Like I want her to be, but she could be her sister, Mira.
Yeah. I mean,
Like I know everyone said like she's like badass and whatever, but like I think she can be. I think if
kind of
we like
goofy.
put her in the right, yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the one those are all ones okay. I saw this and I was like, it all makes sense now. It just clicked. Josephine Langford from After. Like the main girl in
No.
After.
We
No,
aren't
but
talking
it's
about my girl
perfect.
Tess. That okay. Oh, but oh my god. She has that
Right?
whiny,
Yes.
annoying,
Just
like
kind of like you could solve the problem, but you're not going to. Like you're
yeah.
strong and you're powerful, but you're an
That's actually so good. That's
I
really
didn't come up
good.
with that, but it spoke to me.
But you did. You came up with that because I heard it from your mouth. So
Yeah. So everyone who heard it here first,
she
I
came
came
up
up
with
with
it.
it. No dance credits. Anyways, okay. I think that's all of our thoughts on Fourth Wing because Fourth Wing was like good and it was just kind of her navigating this and falling
Yeah.
in love with Xaden.
It was
Well,
very
they don't say love.
like world building, really. Basically 600 pages of world building.
But the people loved it and I'm people.
Yeah, I'm people.
But let me read you my review because I never
Yes. Oh yeah.
I spent way too much time chit-chatting about that. Um okay. I gave it 5 stars and I'm not taking that back. I'm not.
No.
I've not read I've not read such a well thought out book in ages. This book has some plot twists I never saw coming, but didn't ruin/confuse the plot. The love story in this is what keeps you reading, but the fun fantasy and world building are what make it great.
Yes.
Obviously.
I agree.
I think it just rings so true. Also, if you didn't want my opinion, why are you here?
Yeah.
Um, anyway.
I also gave it 5 stars for anyone wondering, but I didn't write a review. I don't know why, but go check out my TikTok where I did a January book review.
Yes.
This is where I said that Zayn wears
That'll
skinny
also be
jeans.
linked below.
Yeah, link.
Oh, okay, but at the very end of this book, huge plot twist spoiler.
Yeah.
If you haven't read it, go read it. Why are you
Yeah,
still
click
here and
off
not
now
reading?
if you're like done with the spoilers.
If you're like, oh my god, I just read the whole book by us yapping about it. The whole like time it's like her brother died fighting in this war. The whole reason they're training to ride dragons and like fight is because they're fighting this war to like keep these people out of their borders so that they're safe.
Yeah, it's just an immigration kind of situation.
Yeah, they're really anti-immigration.
Yeah. Sucks for them.
Yeah, not great. Which we find out later is not a good thing. They are like terrible people.
Yeah.
Not them, the rulers.
Yeah, the like Basquiat like rulers are the bad. How do you say it?
Bascaith?
Oh, I say Basquiat.
No, I've heard everyone says it that way.
Oh.
I am always wrong.
No, that's
I'm
okay.
always wrong. I've
I love
never
it.
once said something right. But the whole thing is like her brother died fighting and everyone's like mourning this and it's like she can't die because it's just like her mom and her sister.
Yeah.
They get sent on a runaround.
Oh my god. So they do this thing at the end, right before graduation, called War Games. And that sounds epic. So they basically
it's
like
essentially epic capture the flag.
Each of the wings, which are the different like squads. So there's okay, so the book is called Fourth Wing, so that means Xaden is like the wing leader of Fourth Wing, obviously. So all the different wings get an assignment, like in an envelope of like, here's where you have to go. It's like basically like a real world situation, except it's a game. But go ahead.
No, I'm just pantomiming.
Oh, okay. So Xaden gets this letter that's like, go to Amphibine. I think that's how you say it. Go here.
Blocked it out.
That's okay. go to Anthobine and like there's not really a mission on it. It's just kind of like, go here, you're gonna die. So then he gathers up all of his trusty little posse, and they all they all go. And he's like, Violet, you coming with? And Dane's like, you better not go with him. And Violet's like, I'm gonna go with him. So then they go to Anthobine, and they're like, it's empty. There's no one here. It's abandoned. What do you mean this is our assignment? Little do they know, there's been a secret, and now the secret is out. There's Wyvern and Venom, which are like evil mythical creatures that are apparently like they're she's been told, Violet has been told her whole life, oh, these are just like folk tales, these are just stories. They're real. If you'd like to add on
And
that.
they give this really like scary description of like they wear these cloaks and their skins
yeah.
all like translucent and like their veins are popping out, because the whole thing is they get, if you bond a dragon, you get powers from your dragon.
Oh my god,
right?
I
And you
I explained this terribly.
Yeah, I forgot we didn't talk about this at all. You filter your magic through the like dragon into you, and that's like the important part of the bond. And you develop a signet based on like, yeah, your dragon gives you power, but like whatever power you get is based on like your personality, essentially.
Yeah.
So like Xaden, his is shadows.
Yeah, he's a shadow wielder because he's dark and mysterious.
And Violet is lightning, which he like takes her forever to figure out. And then every time
TMI, every time.
But every time Xaden and Violet hook up and she orgasms, lightning
there's
attack,
lightning everywhere.
Lightning
so
strike.
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows. Yeah. First of all, headphone listeners, beware. If 40 minutes in and we're like, hey, watch out.
We've already screamed multiple times.
Anyways, so that is what it is. So everybody knows. And she's like setting woods on fire. Like the forest gone.
Dangerous.
But anyways, they draw power through that. But the reason like this fairy tale's been told is if you draw power from like the ground and the sky, so essentially like the earth, like you just kind of draw power from wherever, you're like evil, and it kind of destroys you. So like you get this translucent skin and these veins, and your
it's kind of
eyes are
eating
bloodshot and red. And as Rachel pointed out, what do you think they look like?
So I texted Lucy and I said, hey, yo, you at the part with the venom yet? And she's like, yeah. And I go, so this is what they look like, huh? The turtle from Mario.
And I've never heard anything more accurate.
Like, that's what they look like. There's no translucent skin on the turtle. Like, he doesn't have bloodshot eyes. But that's just like...
No, he
like,
does.
Like a little.
But like, that's
I
what they
don't know
like.
his name. I had to look it up by saying wizard turtle from Mario. Because like, they're kind of wizards. Like, the venom control the wyvern.
Yeah. Which are fake dragons. They're like conjured dragons.
They're dragons with 2 legs instead of 4. And their like little hands are attached to their... What am I doing? They're attached to their wings. Like a bat. It's more bat-like.
Yeah. They're more evil.
Yeah.
Obviously. But yeah. And it's like one of the ways they kill you is they just like draw power from you till you're dead.
Yeah.
Anyways,
like,
yeah. So
suck your soul.
They're at this
abandoned fortress.
Yeah, and all of a sudden they thought they were like fighting griffins, which are, if you know
what a griffin is.
Lion, half eagle. Like, look it up. It's typical, mythical. Like this.
Typical.
Come on. We've been here. You've been in the universe. Yeah. Catch up. And that's who like protects people outside of the border. So it's kind of like they have dragon flyers and they have dragon riders and they have griffin flyers.
Yeah.
And they show up and they're like, oh. And they like know Xaden, which is
that's sus. And Violet's
weird.
Like, oh, and they're all women. So was that
no.
His like friends are women though.
No, like the two. There's the main one and then Cat. And then there's like guys standing there.
Oh, that's yes.
But like they're not relevant.
Yeah. There's other Griffin
It's just the two
flyers.
sisters. Well, I guess it's like the girl and like her cousin.
Yeah.
Anyways. Um they're like, "Hey." And Violet's like, "Why the fuck do you know them?"
Yeah, it's weird. Also, they caught them. The Griffin flyers caught Xaden and Violet, why did I forget their names? Making out. So that was really awkward for them.
Because Xaden used to date one of them.
That's tea.
That is tea. But they show up and they're like, "Okay," and then they're like, "Hey, incoming venom attack." And they're like, what the fuck do you mean?
What do you mean venom?
And Violet, of course, because she's so smart and so special and so lucky, she's like, "I know what that is." And she's like, "But you're lying."
Yeah. And they're like, "No, dude,
lying.
We've been fighting these off for like ever. That's why your boyfriend has been giving us special weapons." And she's like,
"That's what he's doing."
Oh my god, you mean the daggers that he gave me? He's been giving you? And then she pieces it together. Damn.
Which, well, and another thing is, there was like a small rebellion.
Oh my god.
A while.
Wait, yeah.
We didn't explain this book at all. Also, the whole podcast is just us explaining it. But there was this like
we have
rebellion.
To give context to like our thoughts.
Yeah, we're moving along. So there was like this rebellion, and it got basically like shot down by all these people at Basgiath and like the Empyrean, which is like the empire they live in.
Oh
yeah. Oh well, so the Empyrean is the dragons, and then where do they live?
I have to get my map out.
Yeah, let me consult my map.
They just call it the continent. They live in Navarre. That's where
Navarre.
That's the province or whatever that.
Yeah.
No, that's the name of the whole place.
Yeah, no, that's the kingdom they live in, is Navarre.
So I can't read a fantasy map.
It's confusing. I was constantly consulting this.
Oh yeah.
Always. So they live there. What the hell was I talking about? I'm the ADD kicking in.
The venom.
The uprising. So
the rebellion.
Yes, the uprising. The rebellion. And they squash them out. Well, there was some traitors amidst the people, and those traitors were people like Xaden's father, who led the rebellion.
Yeah.
So there's all these kids of rebellion
leaders,
people.
Yeah.
And essentially, they get marked as like, they're marked with relics, tattoos.
Yeah. Come on.
Well, they're like given, like dragons give, like magic gives them, so it's not like a tattoo, but it essentially looks like a tattoo. So Xaden, and they like go up their arms. So Xaden has one like all the way up his arm, like onto his neck, and then he's like a huge back tat.
Like that's crazy. It's like a back piece. But
and so does she.
Yeah, they have matching back pieces. It's crazy. Couple goals.
Who wants to?
Who wants to mentally bond, and we get matching back tats? That's what we should do.
I'm just looking for someone to mentally bond and get a back tat with me.
Yeah.
Cute, like back piece.
Yeah, a piece.
So anyways, while Violet's reconciling with everything that she's been told as a child that is wrong, and that they're lying to her, and that like these venom are real, and they're essentially leaving all these people out to die, she's go fight them. Woo! Which does lead to the most harrowing,
horrific,
awful, there's not enough words to describe. Depressing
death of the whole book series so far. And if you don't know, go ahead.
She had this friend that Xaden made like watch her. Essentially, he was her bodyguard, but they became friends.
Yeah.
His name was Liam. We talked about him earlier. Liam is this sexy, gorgeous little boy.
Yeah.
He's tall, he's blonde, he's hot, he's sexy.
Yeah.
And he's best friends, and he's so good, and he's so amazing, and he's just got a heart of gold. So of course he dies.
Of course
he dies. Because Rebecca Yarros loves to inflict pain upon her readers.
Yeah.
But I love her. Keep writing, Queen. Never stop.
Keep going. We love you.
I may bash every aspect of this book, just so
love
you
it.
know. I reread it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, I can't figure you out. Either you hate it or you love it. And I'm like, both.
Both. Yes.
He dies. Violet gets very much injured. So Xaden takes her somewhere.
And that somewhere is his secret base.
AKA his castle.
Yeah. AKA like Royerson Mansion.
In this town that everyone thought was like decrepit and
They
left
thought it was like
and
off the
gone.
map. Like ruins off
Because
the map.
they burned it after the war because of the traitors.
Yeah.
The rebellion, not the war. And guess who's there? Remember how I was talking about like, oh, it's just the three women in the family and the dad died and the brother died? Last page, the fucking brother shows up. He's alive.
Oh!
And would I tell you, if I didn't immediately have this book to pick up 20 minutes later,
I would have been pissed.
I didn't. I did give myself a day.
But then.
But if I had to wait months for this,
Hell, I don't know how y'all did it. Who read it like at a normal time when it came out?
I don't know how we're waiting for the next one after this.
I'm not.
Because essentially, like, Iron Flame, I hate to say it, wasn't as interesting because they left the world building behind. We've built the world.
Yeah.
Okay. It's essentially Violet gets all pissy because she's like, you were hiding a secret rebellion and my brother from me?
Which is
Dead
crazy.
to me.
I mean, like.
Fair enough.
But we can fix that with some communication.
He couldn't have told her because if he had told her, it would have put everything at risk. Because, fun fact, Dane's a mind reader, and that's why they got into that terrible battle, is because Dane read their mind and read Violet's mind without her knowing, and one of the generals sent them off on this death wish. She wasn't supposed to go, but all the like relic kids.
Rebellion kids were supposed to go and die.
Yeah. But they made it out alive, obviously, because
lucky girl. Well,
not Liam. May he rest in peace.
I love you.
That goes crazy. So literally all of this book is just them bickering. Not even.
No.
It's Violet being like, why can't you tell me the truth? And he's like, just ask me and I'll tell you everything you want to know.
He's like, all you have to do is ask me a question.
Childish. And fun fact about this book is, so if you bond, dragons live billions of years.
Yeah.
Humans don't. So they can rebond with people, but they're not supposed to rebond with anyone in your direct family line. So like you can't bond with like your mother, your grandmother, your grandfather's great-grandfather's dragon.
Yeah, true.
Because obviously you're a direct descendant. Because what happens is you get 2 signets. But typically the first one's like normal, like shadows. And the second one
is crazy.
Is typically something to do with mind reading. And they kill all mind readers.
Because that's well, not Dane. Like they kill a special kind of mind reader called an insignet. Correct me on that, comments, because I don't know what I'm talking about. But you know,
let me know down below.
But they kill all the like ones where you can read thoughts. Like Dane doesn't just walk around reading everyone's thoughts. He has to like touch their head, like or their face, to read their thought. But they kill the insignets, who can just like walk around and they're like, yeah, like hearing everyone. So, anyway.
It's just dangerous, I guess. I don't really know why they do that. I think it's because they could spill secrets, and if you haven't figured out,
there's a lot of secrets.
The Navarre are hiding things.
They're loaded. That's why her hair is so big. It's all secrets.
That's why. But fun fact, Xaden bonded his grandfather's dragon.
Yeah. Illegal.
I don't really think. Yeah, I don't think we really like. They say it, but like they don't really bring it up.
Yeah, it's like that's actually really important.
But the whole thing is like she goes through this whole book. The reason she hates Dane now is because he read her mind without permission. Well, obviously she knows Xaden can like hear her because they have this mental connection. But this is why we need to go back and read it, but basically, from her own deduction, she figures out that he does have a second signet, and it's mind reading.
He can read people's
like, not, like-
intentions,
yes.
which is crazy. So before you're going to do something, he can read what you're going to do before you do it.
Yeah, I think he says it's more like emotions too.
Yeah, it's kind of emotion based. That's why remember when I talked about one of my favorite scenes when she shows up in the snow and he's like, yeah, I knew you wanted to like make out because of I can read your intentions. And your intention was to come kiss me. So
and then he said he never like read her again. Like,
yeah,
he blocked it out, whatever. I mean, obviously they still have this like mental connection, which is not common for everyone. It's only because their dragons are bonded.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone else has said that
they can
this
do
is happening
that
for them.
Yeah.
Anyways, so basically, if she was smart enough to deduct that after asking no questions, she finally just was like, do you have a second one, and what is it? He had to tell her what it is, but she figured that out. So I'm like, you're smart enough. Ask him a damn question. Like, literally, it's like, I don't know, maybe like, sorry.
You got it.
This is 615 pages, and for 450 of them, she's just like, why won't you tell me anything? And he's like, I'll tell you what you want to know. I can't just start rambling. There's so much shit to say. What do you want to know?
Just like, you have to ask me specifically and I'll tell you whatever.
And she's like, can't do it. You need to be honest with me. Huh?
Huh?
Have you heard of a relationship before? Clearly not.
Clearly not. I'll be your therapist, but like, we need to talk.
Let me in. Yeah, I want to be in fly on the wall in that couples counseling. So finally they like get over this right before him and her run off. They take half the war college with them.
Oh yeah.
To his little like
mansion
base rebellion. They start training people there. They bring Griffin flyers in.
it's like
and they have to learn how to get along.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's good. But essentially, like, they're trying to put up wards and they're trying to figure it out, and they figure out that a ward on like the Navarre like one is gonna break, and all these Venin and Wervin are gonna come in, attack, kill everybody, and they're gonna try and get to the dragon's nesting ground, which will like essentially take out a shit ton of dragons.
Yeah, it's like a sacred place,
what we want.
so they can't have that.
So they go fight. They make up.
Yeah.
Oh, well, first of all, she's all pissed off. I don't even remember where this happens, what happens before it, but she's all like pissed off because Xaden's ex-girlfriend, Kat, has like come to live with him. She's a Griffin flyer. And it's just like, she said, like, they get her, Violet and Kat start sparring, and they are like throwing insults.
Like, it's crazy. Cat fight. Let's go.
And like, Kat's trying to like win Xaden back, but like, come on, girl. I know you haven't been here for the last 700 pages. However, like, you could they make out in front of everybody, and it's kind of getting on my nerves. They're always making out in front of everybody, it's so like, casually.
I'm okay with PDA, but like, can we
like,
just
they're
chill?
Fucking in front of everybody. So Kat throws some insults, being like, blah blah blah, and she's all pissed off, and they're literally about to kill each other. Like, they're about to kill each other.
Oh yeah.
And so Xaden sweeps in.
Of course he does.
Picks her up and carries her to this meeting room that, like, whatever. It's like this grand room.
I'm hiding.
And there's all these chairs. There's like this council that sits in around here, and she's been in there for a meeting.
Yeah.
And she's noticed Xaden's chair is like really stately.
Yeah, it's very like throne-esque. Like Game of Thrones kind of.
If you will. And so he sits her down on this chair. What are those called that we keep coming across?
A dais. Our favorite
so we've
word.
Read 6 books, and they've all had a dais. And
it's just like a platform, basically.
Yeah, it's just a platform to raise royalty above their subjects. So guess where he puts her down? In this chair.
On the dais.
And then, he gets down to business.
Why am I nervous?
And she's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "This is my fucking house." She's like, "I know it's your house.
She's like, I get it. Like, your dad lived here. Oh.
And he's like,
No.
he's like, "This is my kingdom." And
He's
she's
like,
like, "You're the king.
You mean you're royalty?
You mean you're fucking me on the throne?"
And that's exactly what he did.
Yes. Yeah, this is not a PG. How do we rate this R?
Yeah, this is like NR. Like, this has gone beyond rated X.
Yeah. Like, not that crazy. Honestly, read the book. It gets
Yeah.
crazier. Anyway, so they like make up, and then essentially they're like, "Hey, you have to come into battle." So they go save their old war college. Crazy.
Yeah. Wow.
But this terrible battle's going on outside. Violet runs inside to this stone, that the ward stone, and she knows how to like get it to raise. She's finally figured it out. She like her mom basically dies putting all of her power into it.
No, whatever. Like,
Well,
crazy.
yeah, first
Crazy.
of all, she's kind of awful.
I was just gonna say, like, crazy that your mom's dead, but we got to put up a ward now.
Her mom willingly did that, but like
Yeah.
it was like okay.
It was kind of tea.
And they finally get all of these like Vin and Wervin to like drop dead, whatever. Okay, mind you, after the first attack, like Violet had been after the first Venom attack Violet had been in, which is in the end of Fourth Wing, she had like this fight with a Venom who was like, "Oh, our sage is gonna love you. Like, he can't wait to get his hands on you. Like, you wield from the sky." Like, they think because she wields lightning, she's like them. And she keeps having nightmares about it.
The prophecy.
Of course, though, every time she wakes up and is like, "I had a nightmare," her and Zayden don't talk about it. I would have been like, "Oh my god, did you hear from my brain?"
Oh my god, babe, let me tell you about this dream I had. Yeah, like, come on.
Be normal.
Share.
But don't. She's like freaked out, whatever. She is like, "Oh my god, is Zayden okay?" Runs out to find him. I think you should take this one.
I should take this one?
I'll keep going. I feel like I've been talking a lot.
No, if you want to take this one, go ahead.
And essentially, like, it cuts to like, I can't remember if it cuts to the scene with him like fighting for his life, or if it, yeah. So she runs up to him and he's like, "I'm fine." Like, clearly he looks intact.
Yeah.
But he's not looking at her.
Yeah. He's like staring. They're like at the edge of like a cliff, and he's like staring off the cliff, and she's like, "Hello, hey,
hello,
hey,
hello,
hello, hello."
But
she's like, "Oh my god, are you okay?"
And it cuts to him like fighting the battle with this Venom, and it's the sage who's looking for Violet, but also not looking for Violet because he's in this fight with Zayden, the Venom, and Zayden.
Yeah.
And he's like, Zayden's so worn out. He's been using his powers. Like, you can't infinitely use your powers. It wears you out. Yeah. You need a nap. And he's like on the ground. Zayden's on the ground. This sage is like gonna take his ass out. And he's like, "Just do it. Like, you want," the Venom's egging him on. Like, "Just do it. You want it. Like, you're not gonna beat me. Like, you want to be here for Violet. Like, blah, blah." So Zayden pulls power from the ground.
Oh my god.
If you remember, that's how you become a Venom. That's how you become the turtle from Mario.
Yeah, so Zayden is now the turtle from Mario Kart.
So he turns to her and his eyes are red. Violet's
I was like mouth agape on the floor, passed out.
And there's 10 pages after that.
Yeah. They keep going because it cuts that's like the end of the chapter, and then it cuts to them like Violet kind of like waking up like in bed, like next to him, like in their little bedroom. So now I'm like, you sleeping with a Venin? Well, he's not like,
Well, her mama just died, and they just fought a war, and I think it was very much like,
oh no, and I would have
let's
slept
just
with
go to
him
bed.
too. Like,
Hey, I don't care.
I don't care what you are.
Standards are, they're like below the ground.
Yeah, they're, yeah.
But like Xaden has a nightmare, and it's him talking to the sage again. But the thing about the nightmare is it's like the sage is always saying something different to them in this nightmare.
Yeah.
Like, I want this from you, or you're gonna do this. Like, I'll see you soon. Like, he was basically implying they were gonna be in this battle. So Xaden wakes up. The last chapter of both books are from Xaden's POV,
Which is crazy.
so put it in there more.
Yeah.
So Xaden like has this nightmare where the sage Venin is talking to him, and I was like, they've been having the same dream. First of all, it's not a nightmare. The sage is literally contacting them.
It's like a prophecy.
Through that. Yes.
You know?
And if they just talked about it, they would have known that. And then Xaden gets up. He's going somewhere. If you remember me mentioning Jack Barlow, who's this evil character who dies and then comes back. Well, essentially, like, Violet killed him by, like, crushing him onto a rock slide. He deserved it.
Yeah.
He was gonna kill
Crazy
her.
way to die.
He walks back in. Essentially, he drew power from the earth, became a Venin, and they healed his broken body back together with a healer. One of the people is a healer. And they, like, he masked himself in the college, and that's how, like, the Venin got into attack. It's like he basically, like Jack Barlow, like, helped them. He was sleeper agent, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah. Jack Barlow's sleeper agent.
Make that into a John Wick trailer, but it's Jack Barlow, sleeper agent.
I would watch that. That'd be kind of epic.
I would watch it. That's like a Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. like spinoff, you know what I mean? Anyways, but he got like locked up because obviously war criminal right here.
Yeah, we don't trust him.
Sleeper agent, war criminal, Venin, the resume's growing. And so Xaden goes and visits him.
In the cage.
Which is
They're
when
keeping
we
him.
find out.
In a cage.
Yes.
Why is it in a cage?
Which is where we find out that Jack Barlow was a Venin, and that's how he came back.
Yeah.
And he's like, how do you undo it? Zane's like, how do I fix this? Like, I can't be a Venin. And his dragon stopped talking to him. His dragon was like, you disrespect me? I give you 2 signets and
this
power beyond, and you disrespect me?
Yeah.
No way. And that's where the book leaves off.
Yeah. So he basically is at the cage with Jack Harlow. And he's like,
yeah,
hey,
that's actually my fan cast.
Hey, Jack Harlow, how do I reverse this curse? And
Jack turns around and goes,
like,
G-L.
A-M. And he's kind of like, well, hey, buddy, you want to make a deal? It's like that scene in Princess and the Frog where he's like, you want to shake a puss in his hand? It's kind of like that. So it kind of ends with them, like, making this deal to reverse the curse.
Is it really?
Kind of?
Me going back to read it. Bullshit, there's a way to get rid of this. I see. This smile grows even wider. Oh no, there's no cure.
He's like, we're gonna find one, though.
You can never give back what's taken. You'll only hunger for more. I'd rather die than become one of you.
Oh, maybe he doesn't make a deal. Maybe I'm lying, and maybe that was just my dream. Yeah, he's like, I guess we're brothers.
No, because I think the next book is obviously going to be...
Oh, for sure. Like
700 pages, and Xaden trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I actually think that him and Violet we're not going to be seeing a lot of them together.
Because he's trying to, like, keep himself away.
Yeah.
I'm sitting back.
Have you seen...
It's getting serious.
What's the Queen of Bridgerton show? Queen Elizabeth or...
Queen Charlotte?
Yes. Where he, like...
love that show.
It's gonna be like that, but, like, sad and scary. In a book.
Oh my god. What's that TikTok audio where she's like, I'm not leaving. The heavens and the earth.
Yes.
That's the best,
gonna be them.
Side note. That's the best Bridgerton That's like the best. It's not like part of the Bridgerton seasons, but
The best season. I know what you're saying.
it's the best like season of Bridgerton, for sure.
Well, they're gonna come out with that new one, and
I'm excited.
I'm intrigued.
It's Penelope, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I keep getting like interviews from Rebecca Yarros talking about, I don't know what the next one's called.
Next
Ooh.
Fourth Wing book.
Yes.
Rebecca. Tell us.
But she, first of all, one of Violet's dragons, the old grumpy one, Taryn, is based off of her bulldog.
I think that's
like
so
Rebecca
silly.
Yarros' little. It is so silly. And then she, like I said before, she also said that Violet's special hair, because her hair is like not genetic, but like something happened to her. So she said that's going to be revealed later. And then I'm trying to think if she said anything else about the characters. Yeah, but basically like Violet went in with Rhee, Riddick, and Sawyer. And so they're the only 4 left standing from like their little wing. And they're like, we're making it to the end. So they essentially like do all this together and like, we're not dying. Except, who lost a leg?
Sawyer.
Yeah,
Rip.
Homeboy is no leg.
No leg.
But he's alive.
One leg.
He's living.
They're gonna give him that pirate like peg leg situation.
He can't do the stanky leg anymore.
He can. Don't.
Sorry, my bad. I shouldn't.
That's ableism.
Put him in a box like that. Yeah, that is. I'm so sorry for being ableist.
Ableist allegations on the Demons on the Page podcast. I can't believe we're already getting canceled.
Yeah, sorry. I said someone who's missing a leg can't do this.
Oh my god.
No way. I just like, I have no other predictions because like no way. And like in the first book she's like, yeah, and there's a new rebellion and your brother's alive, and I was like, where the fuck is this gonna go from here? And then of course in this one, like when I tell you, when I like the battle, putting up the wards again, Xaden drawing power and becoming a Venin, Charlotte like losing her mother, that is 100 pages maybe.
Yeah. Everything happens very fast.
All 500 other pages are them arguing.
Yeah, like, come on.
I mean, it's great. I loved every moment of it. However,
get some help.
And there's like 3 books after this.
Yeah, it's something crazy. It's like, just why? But I'm so excited. So like,
no, I'm so excited, but I don't even know when the next one's coming out. It's like a year. And then I have to wait another year and another year.
Hell no.
I can't believe it. I can't believe she's got me hook, line, and sinkered into this.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I don't think that's how you say that phrase.
No,
Anyways.
that is how you say it, I think.
Hook.
Yeah.
She's got me hook, line, and sinker.
No. I just love that phrase. I love hook, line, and sinker. Like, I think that's so funny.
Well, you know.
Like, what are we even talking about? Oh, she's
not even gonna believe what I have next to me.
What is that? Is it a little bass?
My friend.
I think that's a bass.
Yes.
It looks like the Bass
Let us know
Pro
in the
Shop.
comments down below.
What is that?
I went to this fishing event.
I'm sorry.
And they gave me this.
You didn't just say fishing event.
Okay. There's like this local fishing event every year. It's for kids. I went for a work thing to like be there.
Yeah.
They were like, have this.
Here. Take it.
You're coming home with me.
Oh yeah.
Can
I? Please. Did you get more?
That's getting cut. This is getting cut.
No, actually, I think this is really funny. This is so us.
Yeah, this really is. So, he really sitting.
Oh my god, we should put him on merch.
We should put him on merch. This is our new
mascot.
He's gone.
R.I.P.
He's
We should name him Liam. Can we name him Liam?
Do 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 do. Anyways,
That's crazy.
I really think that's it for that. That was a long one.
Yeah, we really discussed the whole book.
The whole book. But you know what? You had to get to know us. We had to get into this. Hopefully everyone's read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, and if you haven't,
Yeah.
hopefully you listened to all of that. It convinced you, even though you heard all of the spoilers. We didn't even get anything niche. We just said, "Here's the plot."
Yeah.
And Zane wears skinny jeans.
But like now you can like go read the like sex scenes basically.
Yeah.
Huh?
We left something up to the imagination,
Yeah.
minus the throne room, but
still
Rebecca
read that.
Yarros she's range, if you know what I mean.
I just like sometimes I think about that. How do you sit there as an author and you like write that?
You know what someone said to me? So Xaden has this like luscious, dark, full, like
Hair.
black hair.
Yeah.
And she just loves her hands up in there. Rebecca Yarros' husband is bald. So you're telling me you're sitting one room away from this man.
Yeah.
And you're like, and I ran my hands through his dark, luscious locks.
Hair. Yeah. Meanwhile, your bald husband is playing FIFA 15 in the living room. Like,
probably is.
Like, come on.
And like, no hate. Like,
No
she
hate.
wrote him. She wrote like Daddy Xaden for the girls.
Yeah, he's for
but
the girls.
But also, we see you.
We know what you want.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
So, on that note, join us next week.
Yeah. Do we know what we're going to be talking about?
Yeah, Cruel Prince.
Oh my god! How could I forget? One of my least favorite and favorite series.
Yes. The lies that you've told. and that's my teaser.
Yeah, that's the teaser.
I actually have angry thoughts about that.
I have a lot of thoughts about
like Fourth.
Go ahead.
Fourth Wing I loved.
Mm-hmm.
Cruel Prince, I had thoughts.
I have thoughts.
Yeah.
Just don't believe everything you see on TikTok.
Y'all are liars.
Yeah. You guys love to lie.
Lie. Stop lying to us. Do you hear yourself? You're lying. Anyways.
Well,
any closing thoughts, Rach?
You know, like Xaden is the blueprint. I feel like I didn't say that. Like he is. He's not. I've definitely. There's book boyfriends that are higher on the tier list, though.
Oh yeah, but we have to get through some of these books before we can start naming book boyfriends. You know? So. But I do have opinions, and I do have a favorite.
I also have a favorite,
and it's not Xaden.
Mine's also not Xaden, but we'll save that for another time. So you guys have to come back here to find that out.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye,
Love you. Bye. See you soon.